morning, everybody. Happy Monday. Nice to see all of you on the Monday, for those of you that I can see. And if I can't see you, enjoy yourself in your own box. Let me just put this up in the group for people that can't find the link. And then we'll get started. While you're waiting, just find a comfortable seat on your mat. Grab something to sit up on. If you can find it, even a nice hardback book can work, like Harry Potter. Or something like that. And then we will get started. So for those of you that are new, I am Jessie Mahoney, and I do mindful yoga as part of the Mindful Healthcare Collective. I try to do it at least weekly. This is an extra class for the Martin Luther King Day holiday. And there will also be yoga again on Saturday at 9 for those of you that want to join next Saturday at 9. And just a reminder to check out the Mindful Healers podcast, a new episode released yesterday. And if you are part of the Mindful Healthcare Collective, there's going to be a session on Thursday night. Dr. Yvonne Ator is doing a session on vulnerability, which I'm sure will be amazing. And for today, just make sure you go at your own pace, adjust and make any modifications as needed. And if something doesn't work for you, don't do it. I always like to say participate in yoga at your own risk, not that it's risky, but I think many of us sometimes try too hard or want to do it just right. And there's no right way to do it. The right way to do it is to listen to your body and do what works for you. So the other thing I like to say at the beginning is just I am a mindful coach, and I do like to put coaching into yoga. So listen and let that sort of seep into you as a way to grow and stretch. And the theme of today's class is stretching, actually, and we will do more stretching than usual, but it's also stretching your mind, stretching your heart, stretching your body, stretching your thoughts. All of that stretching in the spirit of stretching as growth and releasing and letting go. So find a comfortable seat on your mat, whatever that might look like in your home space, and ideally sit up on something. So I sit up on a block, and for those of you that like to come regularly, I strongly encourage you to get blocks. They make yoga much more lovely and actually help you stretch and release more rather than pushing yourself. You can also sit up on a pillow or a folded blanket. So you want to have your hips above your knees and gently cross your legs if that works for you. And I know we have at least one new person. You can also stretch your legs out long in front, whatever's comfortable for you in your knees. This isn't specifically gentle yoga or restorative yoga, so just work through what works for you. And with intention, ground your sit bones into the block and the earth beneath you if you're sitting on the floor. And tilt your pelvis gently forward and grow your spine long and tall towards the sky. Reach the crown of your head upward, lengthen your neck, and drop your shoulders with intention. Rest your hands gently on your thighs. Notice the stretch and the lengthening in the spine, and take a deep inhale through your nose. Lengthen taller and exhale, let it go. You can even grow taller on the exhale. Take a deep inhale, lengthen, reach towards the sky, and exhale, let it out. Focus on your breath. Let your breath return to normal breaths. Just inhale and exhale through your nose, both the inhale and the exhale. Try to match the length of the inhale and the exhale. And allow the breath to move through you and tingle and shift. We use the breath as a way to cause shift and change and stretch, as in the case may be today. So I wanted to talk about being mindful of stretching. And stretching is growing, lengthening, being flexible, releasing. It's a way of extending yourself, perhaps spreading your wings. It's a way of relieving stiffness and tension, using the breath to shift. Come back to the breath, take in a deep inhale and a big exhale. Focus on that chest space, draw your attention there. If your eyes are open, you can close them gently if that works for you, and if not, just a loose, easy gaze while you sit. Stretching can feel amazing. It can prevent injury. It helps you be more comfortable. It improves your well-being. It keeps you moving now, moving forward. It keeps you pain-free. It helps you grow stronger, move more, and increases your range of motion. It keeps you from being inflexible and being stiff. But it's also not easy. It's hard. And sometimes it feels bad and overwhelming. Sometimes we feel stretched too far or stretched too thin. That's something that a lot of people come and work with me on. Stretching is also something we use to describe when we've used all of our resources. So our healthcare system is stretched too far right now with COVID, or our relationships and reserves for staying home and not seeing loved ones and not traveling feel stretched. So realize that stretching can be healthy and unhealthy. It's not intended for you to go beyond your limits. It's not intended to be done with force. You're not supposed to break. So how do you stretch mindfully and healthily? You stretch with mindfulness. You notice and are aware. There's no judgment about how little or a lot you can stretch. You allow spaciousness, use the breath, pay attention, and move with intention. And the last thing that I want to infuse today on Martin Luther King Day is this idea of love. Can you stretch yourself with love? Allow yourself to grow and extend and become more flexible, but not break and not overdo. Can you see it as an opportunity? So today, as we work through class, try to stretch your mind and your thoughts on the mat and off the mat as you head back out into the world. Stretch your body and stretch your heart to make more room for love, love for you, and love for the world. As Martin Luther King says, we move forward from a place of love. So with that, bring your left hand to your heart and your right hand atop. Press gently into the heart space. Take in a deep breath through your nose and a big out breath. And take a moment to notice love in your heart and send it with the breath throughout your body. From a place of love, we can stretch more fully, release more fully, and grow more fully. Bring your hands to heart center. Press your palms together, each finger pad together with intention. Press your thumbs into your sternum, elbows out wide. Once again, deep breath into your nose. Big out breath through your mouth. Take a moment to connect with your intention. What would you like to stretch today? How could you stretch and grow and expand, not too far, from a place of love? Bring your hands back to your thighs and slowly open your eyes. Let the light back in. Once again, draw your attention to your hips and ground them down into the earth beneath you. Inhale, both arms up towards the sky, palms together. Drop your right hand, ground it into the earth. Bend your right elbow gently. Ground your left hip into the earth and reach those left fingertips towards the right. Deep breath into the left side body. And big out breath. Deep in breath. Notice the gentle stretch in the ribs and the waist. And let it out. Press into the right hand, reach both arms up towards one another, palms face each other. Ground your left hand into the earth, right hip, right fingertips reach towards the left. Bend to the left elbow, inhale deeply into the whole right side body with love. And let it out. Another deep inhale into the right side body. And let it out. Press your both arms up, reach up towards the sky, Inhale, reach tall. On the exhale, twist towards the right. As you twist, lengthen the spine. Inhale, lengthen, stretch tall. And exhale, twist and stretch towards the right gently. Inhale, reach and lengthen towards the sky. And exhale, twist gently. One more. Lengthen and stretch. It's more of a stretch than a twist. Reach up, grow tall through the sit bones, through the crown of your head, and exhale, twist. Inhale, reach both arms up towards the sky. Twist back to center. Exhale, twist towards the left. Use your core muscles for strength. And place your left hand behind you, right hand on your knee. Inhale, lengthen towards the sky. And exhale, twist gently. Inhale, reach towards the sky. Use your core muscles here to grow your spine long. Stretch tall and exhale, twist. One more, lengthen. Exhale, twist. Inhale, reach both arms up towards the sky. Twist back to center. Exhale, reach both arms out to the side, palms flexed, fingertips reach towards the sky. Press your palms with intention into the side wall and let the breath out. Inhale. Exhale, wrap your arms in front, right arm under the left. We'll come into eagle arms. Grab your thumbs. If that works for you, you can place your palms together. Elbows will be wrapped together, whatever works for your body. Inhale, lift your elbows up to shoulder height, and exhale, just pause there. Inhale, breathe into that space between the scapula and the back body. And exhale, let it go. Another deep inhale. Notice all the shifts and stretching in the tiny muscles in the back here. And exhale, let it go. Untangle your arms, extend them out towards the side wall. Press the palms into the side wall. Notice all the tingling in the back body and in the arms. Deep inhale. Exhale. Wrap your arms in the opposite direction. Left arm comes under the right, elbows cross. Bring your palms together. You can grab your thumbs. That's the easiest. Or palms can face one another, whatever works for your anatomy. Lift your elbows up. If you can't touch your hands, that's also fine. Just wrap your elbows. And pause here. Inhale and exhale. Send the breath into the space between the scapula to release without moving this time. Breathe into that space and let it out. Notice what happens. Notice the tingles. Allow the stretch. Allow the release. One more breath here. Exhale, release your arms out to the side walls. Press your palms into the side wall and lower them towards the earth. Roll your shoulders out. With love, notice all the potential kinks. Roll them forward 3 times. and take the block out from underneath you or whatever you might be sitting on. If you're sitting on a blanket and you're not that flexible, stay on it to lift your hips up. We're going to extend our legs long in front. Rock side to side on your sit bones. So you ground your sit bones into the earth once again. You can keep your knees bent if need be. Toes will be flexed towards your nose. Tilt forward with intention in your pelvis. Your chest is going to puff forward. You're going to hinge at the hips. Reach your arms out towards the sides. Sweep them up towards the sky. Palms face one another and gently fold forward. Round your back. Bring your hands to your shins, your toes, whatever works. If you're not flexible, just leave your knees bent. The release you feel is in the upper back, lower back, perhaps in the back of your legs. If you're super flexible, use your core muscles to move with intention. Don't just flop and fold. Use the breath, send it into the back body, and let it out. One more deep breath here. Slowly walk up your shins to your knees, to your thighs. Bring your soles of your feet together. Come into butterfly pose. Take your hands, grab your feet, rock side to side on your sit bones. Have fun with it. Then ground the sit bones into the earth. Tilt your pelvis forward and fold up, hinge forward with a straight back. Walk your fingers towards your toes if you can and feel the inner thigh stretch. Breathe into it and let it go. 2 breaths here. Gently rise back up to a seat. Release your hands. Open your legs out wide into a wide angle. Once again, rock side to side on your sit bones. Hinge forward at the hips. Pelvis tilts forward. Toes flex towards your nose. And you walk your hands gently forward. You may not go very far. For those of you who are at Ann's yin session, with the bolster there, you didn't fold forward hardly at all. And yet you had a tremendous release. So more is not better. Engage your legs, toes flex towards your nose, hinge at the hips, and just walk forward gently. Notice the release in the backs of the legs, inner thighs. Draw your attention to all the sensations. Deep breath into the chest, into the space behind the heart. Make room for that heart to fill. And spread the stretch and release throughout your body. One more deep breath here. Walk your hands slowly back to your groin, hinge upward. Use your core muscles here in all the stretches. It may seem like you're not working out, and yet when you engage all those muscles, the stretch is much more effective and you'll grow stronger. Inhale your arms out and up once again. Exhale, drop your right hand towards your right toe or right ankle. Reach your left fingers as far towards your right toe as you can. Ground your left sit bone into the earth. Use your core here once again. Roll your chest open on the inhale. And exhale, let it go. Once again, roll your chest open. You can look towards your right toes or up over your left shoulder, whatever works for your neck. One more breath here. Notice the stretch in the left waist. Inhale with intention, use your tummy, reach up towards the sky, hands together. Exhale, ground your hips into the earth. Inhale, reach your fingertips tall once again. Exhale, reach towards the left toes, this time left ankle, whatever works for you. Ground your right hip, reach your left fingertips over towards your right fingertips over towards your left toes. Deep inhale into the right side body. You can look down at your toes or up over your right shoulder, whatever works for your neck and shoulder. One more breath here. Press into your left hand, engage your right side body. Slowly rise both hands up and torso up towards the sky. Lower your hands to the outer edge of your thighs. Draw your legs together. Rock side to side on your sit bones once again. Bring your right knee, bend your right knee, bring it in towards your chest. Give it a nice hug. Even out your sit bones. Tilt your pelvis forward, engage your belly, and give it a hug. Grow your spine long and tall. Lengthen and stretch the spine upwards. Deep inhale and exhale. Take your right leg, reach it up towards the sky. Hands will come behind your thigh to start. Just support it, toes flexed towards your nose. You're going to engage your belly here once again. Tilt the pelvis forward, straight your spine long and tall. Take your left hand to the outer edge of your right foot or the outer edge of your right calf, whatever works for you. And twist towards the right here. Reach your right arm behind you. Stretch that right leg into the left hand. If you need to keep your knee bent, you can do that too, whatever works for you. Breathe into the outer right leg. 2 more breaths. Look behind towards the right hand if you can. 1 more breath here. Bring your right hand back to your right leg. Grab the back of the leg, bend your knee, lower your foot back to the earth. Rock your hips side to side. You're going to take your left hand, grab your right foot, and cradle your right leg. We call it a happy baby here. You're going to rock the baby. So you wrap your arms around your right shin and just rock gently on your sit bones. You'll notice a lovely stretch in the outer right leg. You can rock forward, side to side, just like your foot is a baby in your hand. Have fun with it. Some people like to kiss their toes. You don't have to. Gently release your foot. Bring the sole of your foot back to the earth and stretch your leg long aside the other one. Rock side to side on those sit bones once again. Tilt your pelvis forward, spine long and tall, and engage your belly. If you do this without using your core, you will be sloppy and you won't get the same benefit, and you could get hurt. Bring your knee in towards your spine, give it towards you, give it a hug, scrunch it up. Reach your spine long and tall. Take your hands behind the left thigh, straight your leg, toes point towards your nose. You can hold it up here. If you can, take your right hand, grab the outer edge of your left foot, engage your lower abdomen and twist towards the left. Reach your left hand behind you. Breathe into your chest here, into your shoulders, into the outer edge of the left leg. 3 deep breaths. Twist back to center. Bring your hands behind your thigh, bend your knee, and take your left foot into the right arm. Cradle that left foot and come into rock the baby on this side. Notice the stretch in the outer hip. Rock side to side on your hip and enjoy it. Release your leg, stretch it long in front, and bring your legs around to one side, whichever one you wish, and come to hands and knees. Tabletop position. If you need a blanket under your knees, feel free to grab that. Space your fingers out, nice equal pie shapes between all 10 fingers. Ground all 10 knuckles into the earth, both palms into the earth. Engage both arms fully. Spine is flat as if you're going to balance a tray on it. Ground your knees into the earth and tops of the feet into the earth and engage your belly once again. Inhale for cow pose. Arch your spine, reach the top of your head towards the sky, sit bones towards the sky. Exhale, round into cat. Suck your navel up, drop your head. Really reach your spine, arch like a cat stretching. Inhale for cow. Crown of the head, sit bones reach towards the sky. Exhale, suck your navel up towards the sky, drop your head. Do 2 more on your own. Enjoy all the tiny little stretches in the spine. Move slowly and gently. And we'll meet back in tabletop. From here, walk your hands forward, a handprint, curl your toes, and shoot your hips up into downward dog. Walk the dog, as we say here, bend one knee and then the other. Gentle movement. Press into your hands and shift your hips back towards the back wall. Lift your toes as high towards the sky as you can. Your hips are the apex. They reach towards the sky. Lift up onto the tiptoes with intention. And slowly lower both heels towards the earth. They don't have to touch, just towards the earth. Notice the sensation and the stretch in the back of the legs. Downward dog. Deep inhale here. And long, equal exhale. One more deep inhale. Big exhale. Walk your hands slowly back towards your heels, towards your feet, sorry. Come into a forward fold. Your knees can be bent here if need be. Widen your stance a little bit. Take your hands, grasp your elbows, and allow your head and neck to release completely. So you should notice a lovely release in the whole back of the legs, lower back, back of the neck, and just allow yourself to sway gently here. Rock side to side. Enjoy it. Release your elbows and reclasp your hands at your sacrum, the bone at the base of your spine. Straight your elbows, shoot your fists towards the back wall, and allow your fists to fall over your head and neck towards the front of the mat. Release everything and send the breath into the front of the shoulders here. You should feel a letting go, a growth, a stretch, an extension, but don't overdo it. Deep breath into the front of those shoulders with intention to the left one. Let it go to the right one. To the whole front of the chest. Bend your left knee, straight your right, twist towards the right. Notice all the sensations in the right leg and the front of the right shoulder. Gentle, but enjoy them. Bend your right knee, straight your left, and twist gently towards the left. Notice all the sensations there. One more breath. Come back to center, knees gently bent. Lower your hands to your sacrum. Allow them to run down the backs of your thighs towards the earth. Engage your belly and slowly roll up to stand vertebrae by vertebrae. Head will be the last to rise. Slowly shrug your shoulders up towards your ears. Draw them back with intention towards the back of the mat. Scapula pinched together virtually. And lower your hands towards the front. Tadasana or mountain pose. Deep breath into your chest. Big out breath. Ground your feet into the earth, tighten your legs, tuck your pelvis, grow your spine and lengthen towards the sky. Let the breath out. Inhale, reach your arms out and up towards the sky. Take your left thumb and middle finger, grab your right wrist and tilt towards the left. Ground the right foot in towards the earth, right hip grounds downward. Tug that right wrist towards the left gently. Breathe into the whole right side body here and let it out. Inhale, come back to center. Switch the clasp of your hand, right thumb and middle finger, grab the left wrist. Ground your left foot into the earth. Left hip grounds downward. Right hand tugs the left wrist towards the right. Inhale deeply into the left side body. And let it go. One more deep breath here. inhale, come back to center. Release your hands, allow them to lower towards your sides, towards your thighs. Roll your shoulders back 3 times. Notice all the sensations here as you move slowly. Roll them forward 3 times. And pause. Palms flip open towards the front of the mat. Close your eyes for a moment and just notice all the sensations. Notice how you may feel different than when you started. Deep inhale through your nose. Huge exhale through the mouth. Open your eyes. Inhale your arms out and up towards the sky. Palms come together. Slight arch back. Fold forward, forward fold towards the earth. Inhale for a half lift. Straighten your spine. Reach the crown of your head towards the front of the mat. Exhale, forward fold. Uttanasana, as we say. Walk your hands slowly forward. Come into downward dog. Ground your hands into the earth. Straighten your arms. Shoot your hips back and up towards the sky. Lower your heels towards the earth and just notice the stretch once again in the back of the legs. Press into the earth, reach your sit bones up. Notice the stretch in your spine. Downward dog is more of a spine stretch than a leg stretch. Deep breath into the chest. Allow the air and the breath to fill your chest and let it go. Once again, breathe in deeply. Allow the breath to seep into all the nooks and crannies of your chest and the rest of your body. And let it go. On the next inhale, raise your right leg towards the sky. Extend your heel to the back wall. Bend the knee and stack your hips open. Right hip stacks above the left. And send the breath into the front of the right hip. You'll just roll your ankle out towards the right and towards the left. Just enjoy that stretch and opening. Allow all the sensations in the front of the right hip. Straighten your right leg, extend your heel towards the back wall, square your hips, come back into 3-legged dog here. Gently bring your foot between your hands. We're going to come into low lunge here. So you walk your right toes farther in front of you so that when you bend your right knee, it doesn't extend beyond the ankle. Back knee is on the earth. Untuck your toes. You may need a blanket under that back knee if you have sensitive knees. And slowly engage your belly and inhale, rise up towards the sky. Crown of the head and your hands reach skyward. Inhale to lengthen here. Exhale, sink into those hips gently. Make sure your right knee is not extending beyond your ankle. Inhale, tap that right hip back, left hip forward gently. Exhale, sink a little bit lower. If this is too much for you, you can leave your hands on your hips or your hands on the ground, whatever works for you. Inhale deeply, reach tall. Exhale, sink with intention into those hips, but not too far. Notice what works. Bring your right hand to your right hip crease. If this works for you, inhale. On the exhale, tip those left fingertips towards the right. You'll notice more of a stretch in the front of the left hip, in the psoas and the hip flexor. Inhale into that hip flexor once again, and exhale. Reach both arms up towards the sky. Slowly lower your hands towards the earth. You're going to bring them to the inside of the right foot. Walk that right foot out towards the outer edge of the mat and roll onto the outer edge of your right foot. We're going to come into lizard pose for those of you that are familiar with it. Both hands are on the ground. You can use blocks or a bolster. You can be up on your fists, whatever works for you. And roll your right foot to the outer edge so your knee will fold open to the side a little bit and you'll feel a beautiful stretch in the groin area. For those of you that are new, just stay here and stay up. If you wish and you're super flexible, you can come down to your elbows. For some people, that feels great. It doesn't work for me. I like to stay up on my fists, and all of our bodies are different. You can also add on here, bring your right hand to your right knee and roll your chest open towards the right side. Breathe deeply into that space behind the heart that opens up when you roll open to the right. Some people like to take this further and grab their left foot, which I also don't like, but if any of you want to and you're super flexible, you can do that. But don't overdo anything. Just try to enjoy wherever you are. Deep breath once again into that space behind the heart. Bring your hand back towards the earth. So both hands are on the inside of the right foot. Roll your right foot back to be flat on the earth. Walk it back to center. Take your right hand to the outside of the right foot. Curl your back toes and lift up into a high lunge here. So back knee is off the ground. Take a moment to center your weight into your right foot and you're up on the tiptoes of your back foot. Drop your right hand into the earth, left hand, I'm sorry. So left hand grounds into the earth and you're gonna twist towards the right, come into an easy twist. You'll notice the stretch in the outer right thigh. Back leg is straight and off the ground on your tiptoes. Breathe deeply into the chest here. If you wish, you can bring your right hand into the left hip crease and roll your chest open towards the sky. It's a little bit harder. Otherwise, just reach that right hand towards the sky. One more breath here. Bring your right hand back to the outside of the right foot. Press your weight into the back foot, step forward, come into pyramid pose. So both legs will be straight. Widen the space between your feet and find a spot where both legs can be straight. Everybody's body is a little bit different here. Your hands may not reach the ground. They may only come to your shin and your back may be straight, crown of the head reaching forward. Whatever works for you, you'll notice a stretch in the back of the right hamstring. So hands can be on the ground. If you have blocks, you can have your hands on those or books. Or you can have your hands on your thigh and spine straight, crown of the head reaching forward. Send the breath with intention into the back of the right thigh and let it go. Another deep breath here. Two more breaths. Send the nourishment, love, and energy into the tightness. Use the breath to let little areas of tightness go. If it feels like too much, release a little bit. Lift up and out, lift up onto those back toes to change the stretch a little bit. One more breath here. Step your back foot forward to meet your front foot. Bend your knees, come into a forward fold once again, and release everything here. So sit bones reach up towards the sky, knees bent so your belly's resting on your thighs. Take your hands, grab your elbows, and allow your head and neck to release towards the earth. 3 deep breaths. Release your hands towards the earth. Gently engage your belly and roll up to stand. Slowly, so you don't get dizzy. Your head will be the last to rise. Once again, shrug your shoulders up to your ears. Draw them back towards the back of the mat and allow them to lower towards the earth. Tadasana or mountain pose. Deep breath in. Big breath out. One more deep breath. We're going to do a balance pose here in between sides. I realize my head is a little bit cut off, sorry. So from here, ground your right foot into the earth. Lift up all 5 toes on the right foot, lower them down. Ground that whole leg down towards the earth. You're going to bend your left knee, take your left foot into your hand, reach it up towards your buttocks. We're going to come into dancer pose for those of you that are familiar with it. For those who are new, you can stop here, hug that left foot and heel towards the left buttock. Ground your right foot into the earth. Even out your hips so you're not tilted one way or the other. And you should feel a nice stretch already in the front of the left thigh. If you wish, you can raise your right hand up towards the sky. Once again, ground the right leg into the earth, hug that left heel into the left buttock. You can stay here. You can tilt your torso and your right hand forward and press your left foot into your left hand. Fold forward. You can also use a wall for balance if that helps you. Press that left foot into your hand. Notice all the wiggles and the wobbles and just send yourself compassion. It's all part of the experience, the growth, the stretch. When you're ready, slowly rise back upright. Spine and crown of the head reach towards the sky. Reach your right hand towards the sky. Even your hips out. Lower your right hand to your right thigh. Release your left hand and lower your foot towards the earth and just shake everything out. Roll that right ankle out in particular, right calf. Even your hips, roll your shoulders. We'll ground the left foot into the earth. Lift up all 5 toes, lower them down. Ground the whole left leg, left hip downward. Bend your right knee, take your right hand, grab your right ankle, press your right heel in towards your buttocks, and you'll notice a stretch in the front of the right thigh. You need to hold whatever ankle, foot, whatever works for you. Square your hips so they're even and you're not cockeyed, as I like to say. Draw your attention to your left hand. Inhale, raise your left hand up towards the sky. Long and tall, straight. Reach towards the sun. Hopefully you have some. Deep breath into the chest here. You can stay here. You can bring your hand to a wall if you want to help you with balance. And for those of you that wish, tip your torso forward, left hand reaches forward, right foot presses into the right hand behind you. Focus your attention on your balance. Wiggles and wobbles are fine. Fold that torso forward. One more breath here. Slowly rise up, right. Stretch your torso long towards the sky, chest puffs out. Lower your left hand to your left thigh. Release your right hand, lower both feet, shake it out, roll your ankles out. Notice if one side was much easier than the other. For me, that was true today. And just realize that every day is different and all of your sides are different. Roll your shoulders back 3 times. Release any kinks there. Roll them forward 3 times. Ground your feet into the earth. Come back with intention into Tadasana or mountain pose. Inhale your arms out and up towards the sky. Palms together, slight arch back. Fold forward, forward fold once again. Inhale for a half lift, spine straight, crown of the head reaches forward. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Ground your hands into the earth, step back to plank or top of the push-up here. Engage your belly strong. Shift your weight forward on your toes. Lower chaturanga to the earth. For those of you that are new, bend your knees to the earth, untuck your toes. Slowly lower down by bending the elbows till your forehead comes to land on the earth. Pause here. The weight should be out of your hands. On the inhale, lift your head and chest forward. Come into an easy low cobra. Heart shines forward. Breath comes directly into that space behind the heart. And let it out and lower down. Forehead, third eye comes down towards the earth. Curl your toes, press into your hands and press back to downward dog. Pause here for a moment. Reorganize yourself. Ground into your hands. Ground the balls of your feet into the earth. And let's come down to child's pose for a moment. Bring your knees to the earth, knees apart, toes together. Sink your hips back towards your heels, down and low. Walk your hands as long in front of you as you can. Your forearms may touch the earth and your third eye or forehead can ground into the earth here. 3 deep breaths. Send the breath anywhere that you feel a stretch. Pay attention to the stretch with intention. Be curious, mindful. Notice. Send love to all the areas of tightness or that need release. Gently walk your hands back and come back up to meet in downward dog. Shoot your hips back up towards the sky. Inhale that left leg up towards the sky. Bend your knees, stack your hip on top of the right, virtually at least, and roll your ankle out in each direction. Send the breath to the front of that left hip. With intention, awareness, noticing, no judgment. If you can't do much or you need to keep your legs straight, you can do that too. Extend your left heel towards the back wall. Square your hips. Come back to 3-legged dog. Gently bring that left foot in between your hands and we'll come into low lunge on this side. So you may need the blanket underneath your knee here. The back knee is on the earth. Walk the left toes forward towards the front of the mat so your knee does not extend beyond your ankle. You can shimmy your back knee back a little bit if that feels good. Back toes are untucked. Rise up into Anjaneyasana or low lunge. Your hips are square towards the front of the mat. Bring your hands to your hips or raise them up towards the sky, whatever works for you. Inhale, lengthen your spine tall. Exhale, excuse me, sink into the hips here. Inhale, reach tall. Exhale, release and let go in the front of that right hip. Notice all the sensations and just send love there. Don't overdo it. Grow and stretch, but don't break. Another deep inhale. On the exhale, bring your left hand to your left hip crease, right fingertips stretch gently, just a little bit towards the left, and you'll notice quite a big stretch in the front of that hip flexor. As we sit all the time, that area is very tight. Inhale into that space, and exhale, let it go. One more deep breath here. Inhale both arms up towards the sky. Exhale, lower them to the inside of the left foot. Walk the left foot towards the outer edge of the mat. Roll open onto the outer edge of your left foot. Come into lizard pose. You can be up on your fists, on your palms. Some of you may want to go down to your elbows. 3 breaths here. For most people, arms straight is the easiest of this position. I know some of you find this one a lot of release. So just send the breath into that groin area and send kindness. And once again, don't overdo it. Just notice, no judgment. If you wish, take your left hand to the left knee and look over the left shoulder. Roll the heart open. Breathe into that space behind the heart. Bring your left hand back towards the earth, come back to center. Raise up onto your hands if you're down on your forearms or fists. Walk your left foot back to center. Bring your left hand to the outside of the left foot. Uncurl your back toes and lift up to high lunge here. Take your right hand, place your palm on the earth and twist towards the left, reach up towards the sky. For those of you that wish, you can bring your left hand into your right hip crease, roll your chest open. One more deep breath here. Inhale that left hand up towards the sky. If it's tucked, lower it towards the earth and engage your belly here and rise up to a high lunge. Arms reach towards the sky if you can. If not, hands to your hips, whichever works for you. Inhale into your chest here and exhale, sink into your hips a little more. Once again, inhale into your chest. Inhale both arms up towards the sky. Exhale, lower them to either side of your front foot. Press into your back foot, hop forward, come into pyramid pose on this side. Legs will be straight, both toes face towards the front of the mat. Tack your left hip back and your right hip forward. Breathe into the back of the left leg here with compassion and kindness. If you're super flexible, don't overdo it. Hold the position with intention. If you need to have your hands on your shins or your thigh back straight towards the front, whatever works, you may want to try different positions and see which stretch feels most needed today. Every day, our bodies are a little different. Our minds are a little different. What is it you need today? Deep breath into the chest, into the back of the leg here. And let it go. Release your hands towards the earth. Step that back foot forward. Come into a final forward fold. Engage your belly and slowly roll up to stand here. Shrug your shoulders up to your ears. Draw them towards the back of the mat and lower them towards the earth. Tadasana. Move really slowly and we'll come to lie on the mat. Just come immediately down to a lying position, slowly, gingerly. Allow yourself to stretch out long on the mat. And with intention, notice what's touching the earth beneath, what's connecting to the ground below. The backs of your heels, perhaps, backs of your hands, backs of your arms, shoulder blades, your occiput or back of your head. Flip your hands over so your palms touch the earth. Bend your knees, soles of your feet on the ground. Bring your heels towards your hips. Press into your feet and into your hands and lift your hips up towards the sky for a bridge pose. Releasing the front side body, stretching the back. Reach your hips up towards the sky. Take your hands, grasp your mat, and tug your mat towards your heels. Chest open. Reach those hips up towards the sky. Knees connect energetically. If you're new, just lift up to a position that feels good and then try to enjoy it. Don't overdo it. Reach your hips up towards the sky. One more deep breath into the space behind the heart. A different space is open here for the breath. And let it go. Untuck your shoulders. Slowly release your hands. Lower your hips, inch by inch by inch. Draw your knees into your chest and give them a nice hug. Rock side to side. Massage your lower back. With intention, squeeze your knees and your forehead together. Give yourself a nice hug. Squeeze as tight as you can. And release and let everything go. Let go of your knees. Let the soles of your feet land on the earth. Hands rest by your sides. Extend your legs long in front of you. Untuck your hips, if need be. Allow your toes to fall towards the outer edge of the mat. Flip your palms open towards the sky in a receptive position. Allow your breath and your heart to slow here. We'll come into Shavasana here. Notice the slowing down that begins. It may take a moment for you to slow from where we were to here. So draw your attention to your heart and your heartbeat. Draw your attention to your breath. Take a deep inhale and a big exhale. Allow yourself to sink into the earth beneath. And let the earth hold you. Let go of conscious control of the breath. And give yourselves a few moments here to just be, to absorb the shifts, to let things settle. Gently begin to deepen your breath. Slowly start to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Take a deep inhale into your chest. Reach your arms long above you and your toes long in front of you. And a big exhale, let everything go. Draw your knees into your chest and slowly roll over to one side. and pause for a moment. Thank the part of you that encouraged you and got you to come spend this hour for you on the mat, stretching, growing, extending, noticing, allowing, and moving with attention and intention. And see if you can take that part of you back out into the world today. Press into your hands and slowly rise up to a seat. Once again, ground your sit bones into the earth, tilt your pelvis forward and grow your spine long and tall with intention towards the sky. Deep inhale into your chest, fill up with air, and a huge exhale. Bring your hands to heart center. Press your thumbs into your sternum, elbows out wide with intention. Take a moment and just notice how you feel here. A little bit more spacious. Have you grown, stretched, released, made room? And what of this would you like to bring out with you into the world for the rest of the day and the rest of your week ahead? And take a moment to connect with your heart space. And is perhaps your heart a little bit more full? Is there a little more room for love and appreciation for you, for everyone else, for the world at large? Thank you all so much for practicing with me this morning. Have a beautiful rest of your day and a beautiful week ahead. Namaste.